What question I'm having is I'm actually having a few questions regarding turmeric soilless cultivation. First of my question is why CV sir is behind this turmeric revolution. Though I can understand it's a commercial crop, but why specific turmeric crop is on mission for a turmeric cultivation via soilless method?
Uh, I'm happy that you asked that question. Very few people ask this question why CV sir started or focused on turmeric in Soilless. So, to answer that question, I will take you back to when it began. So, this happened in Feb 2020. One of his friends sent him a gunny bag full of Salem turmeric seeds so that he can use it in his training and R&D center for training his students, and that was the idea. So it was lying in the training and R&D center, and it was supposed to be used for training and R&D with the students. But I think COVID lockdown impacted his training and R&D center, and all the existing students had to go back home, and there was no new enrollment happening. So that back then he didn't want to waste the Salem turmeric, so he planted them in three different environments: open environment, polyhouse environment, and shade net environment. And he took care of all these grow bags, and he worked on it like a full scope R&D on Salem turmeric. He also ordered for Lakadong from Meghalaya, but it came very late, and it was planted late, so Lakadong did not go through an entire end-to-end R&D. So, but when the lockdown restrictions were eased out, he got some students who came down for training and who went back. They all came back, and then all of them together took care of this R&D, and they were able to achieve the breakthroughs that CVSR achieved in December 2020. As per the lab report, there was the microbiological contamination was near zero. There was no heavy metal traces. Curcumin percentage increased as compared to soil grown Salem turmeric, which only gives you not more than 3%, but in soilless it gave 5.91. Almost entire harvest was saleable. 99% was saleable. In soil you have only 50 to 60% of saleable turmeric, and yield was 8 kilos approximately per grow bag, and that was the max he achieved. And because he was on and off, and his students were also taking care, and CV was not happy with that result. He thought he could do more than 8 kilos also. So that's how this journey started.
Secondly, sir, I was studying various online things for turmeric soilless and some two companies from India. I don't want to name them, but I have been cheated. I had like invested 10,000 for the lessons they were supposed to give me online. Later on, I found out that just they give me twice a webinar, and then they send me some PDF links. And when I opened those PDFs, I found that it was totally a nonsense inside that. It was just all the Googled sheets, just that accumulated and put it in a quite good manner, and just that forwarded straight to me. So, furthermore, I never contacted those persons. I feel like they don't have any sufficient knowledge, and they just were behind the money to loot the customers. So, since then, I was trying my own ways to go into deep about this commercial crop via hydroponics. So I came across CV Sir Hydro, and I found on that turmeric soilless cultivation. So actually, I want to leave my this current workplace Oman and want to shift to India. And my aim is for farming. This modern farming. I want to do something like this. So I'm I'm into it, and I want to just want to have a good proper authenticate knowledge. And I found out that CV sir is doing a really a nice work on that project, so I want to know deep about that.
About this piece of audio that you shared, you're right. I mean, internet is mix of crazy people, and a lot of people are selling out there, and especially in the field of soilless farming and hydroponics in India. CV Sir is backed up by 22 years of experience. He worked as a grower in Australia for 8 years, and then he came down to India in 2008, and that's how he has become the pioneer of soilless horticulture and hydroponics in India. And after that, after he started working on his projects, then we started seeing a lot of consultants popping up like pawn shops around the corner of every town. So there are a lot of consultants who are selling, who are not consulting. And CV sir is all about the truth about soilless horticulture, and his focus is always to see how much we can reduce the initial input cost to maximize our margins. That is his focus without compromising on the quality and the yield of the produce. So that's how CV sir operates, and and he doesn't believe farming on Excel spreadsheet, and he likes to look at the details before he give you any kind of information or rather consulting. And he only consults with people who have the basic or intermediate level skills of growing soilless produce. Otherwise, he would ask the people, whoever is reaching out to them for consulting, he would ask them one question: Are you essentially skilled with soilless horticulture to manage your own farm? If the answer is no, CV sir will ask them to get trained, or else they can spend more by hiring people who can work for them. But then it becomes little costly. So that's how CVSA operates as a consultant. And the internet is very rosy, and a lot of people fall for this rosy picture on the internet and then end up paying more. And CVSA has received about, I mean, he keeps receiving hundreds of calls to recover the damages who got victimized by these kind of consultants. We recently got one more call. The person is from Bangalore, some consultant from North India who doesn't know, who may have not even planted a single seed in his life, but he's acting like a consultant. He looted this person in Bangalore, I think maybe more than 1 crore or 2 crores, to set up a DWC project, and they ended up with nothing. So this entire project is wasted, and he was contacted by this person in Bangalore to recover the damages and see how we can recover the entire project back to normal. So he took care of that, and the person actually had to join CV Sir's 90 days training program. He and his father both came down, and CV Sir asked him to join the 90 days program. That person joined, and also he asked him to visit our project, and CV Sir is helping with the project also to recover them. So that's how he operates. So I think uh, the bottom line here is that people don't want to pay for knowledge. People don't want to focus on skills. Skills is the basic, the foundation, the pillar. If you don't have skills, then you can never expect ROI or profits. So CVSR believes that if you only skill yourself, it will help you to manage your own farm. So that's his principle, and he believes in starting small, learning hard, skilling up, and then scale up. Start small, learn hard, skill up, and scale up. That's his principle that he operates with. He doesn't recommend anybody who is not skilled to start off with 1 acre project or 2 acre project.
So, in regards of this turmeric, I also found out what CV sir is doing. He is using the grow bags, and one another company is there. Yes, I think they are very much in a commercial thing for this turmeric. Um he is using a vertical farming method for growing turmeric, and they are even using a coco pit and some managed soil mixture and they are claiming in a 1 acre lane they can give a production about of maybe 10 acre or 15 acres, and that put those guys have put up their videos also on YouTube. So again, when I see of CV sir, CV sir, what farms he had set up, or what I saw on YouTube, there are grow bags just kept on ground. So why CV sir had yet not gone for the vertical farming, while it can give a good amount of output, double output?
You are not the only one who spoke about this vertical farming thing. I mean, I joined CVSR professionally in June 2020. I was connected with CVSR since 13 or 14 years, and since I joined him professionally, I've received thousands of calls I've taken, because I answer calls on his behalf, and I make calls to his people, whoever was working with us. And in receiving these many calls, out of 1,000 calls, 999 people would mention about this vertical turmeric farming, which is now a big fad, with a lot of popularity, a lot of influencing happening behind it. Now, this system, I mean, somebody has started based on how the Israelis do in their region. But technically, to answer your question, why CV sir did not go for vertical farming is because he doesn't believe. He thinks, CV sir thinks that turmeric, if you understand the turmeric plant, it grows as tall as a banana tree. Okay, so it can go up to, including the leaf tip of turmeric plant, it can go up to 6 feet. Okay, that's a huge, straight and tall standing plant of turmeric. And imagine this plant being grown in a rack or like systems, vertical systems, in 45-degree angle. It's basically an insult of agricultural science and agricultural engineering, because because you cannot grow such a plant in vertical systems. There is no need to grow, because if you understand, if it is put into this vertical rack system, which used to be 11 layers when these people began with the system, now it came down to 7 layers or 6 layers, and probably very soon they'll come down to Mother Earth. And if you put them into those rack like systems of 11 or 7 layers, majority of the plants will not be able to process good photosynthesis, to process their own food, because that is the food that they use after the vegetative growth, which goes down to the root zone. So if they don't get proper sunlight and proper airflow, then there is no proper photosynthesis happening. So that's the agricultural science reasoning behind why CVSR thinks it is not needed. And India is a blessed country with all 3 seasons. Turmeric plant enjoys all 3 seasons. It is grown open, but in shade net, it gives you better results, and with soilless, even better. So, secondly, the 45-degree angle and the rack like systems, I mean, it consumes your time and energy to maintain it. And their business, I mean, this whole thing of vertical turmeric farming is not more like a agricultural profession or occupation. It's more like an investment business, because they ask you for your land, they ask you for your electricity, water supply, and they manage it on their own, and you sit back and enjoy. And after every year, you will get a check of 40 lakhs or 55 lakhs or whatever it is. So it's more like an investment business. And CV sir believes that it is better to be a Maruti 800 farmer, rather than becoming a Lamborghini or a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce kind of a farmer. So that's the philosophy behind it. And on the equator, any countries who are located on the equator, plus minus 5 degrees, they all these countries on the equator where they are getting good sunlight and airflow, there is no need for vertical turmeric farming. Yeah, I mean, you can do vertical leafy farmings and all, but turmeric is, it's pure insult. It's pure insult of agricultural science and engineering. And although they claim the that they get yield and stuff, They are using soil mix with coco peat, or I'm not sure about what they are doing with that. Ours is pure coco peat in grow bag on horizontal raised beds, and we believe that here we have efficient enough conditions to get good yield and good quality also. That is proven already by CVSR's R&D, and at the same time, last year one of the commercial growers is also a success story in Tumkur, Karnataka. Vertical is a big no from our side. If you have a big chunk of money sitting in your bank account doing nothing, you can put that money into vertical farming, and I hope you get your returns back.